about 2 months to get started.
Yeah, we can do it here.
Especially with 128 right there.
What I have to leave to go through.
That's
I mean, so I was thinking.
Yeah, they have a well organized now, they have.
What was that? I think she needs.
Whatever you.
I mean, I could tell a lot of them.
There's so many.
Yeah. That helps.
And that's what she's been talking about a little bit, and I'm thinking, I'm not giving you justice, but what I.
We also started at our high school, because I think there were 2 drivers, the parents and the students that drive, like weeks before our buses pull out, that is really helpful, yeah.
Sports medicine.
That operates made it easy.
I'm just trying to help her get her.
Did normally use them.
That's why in high school.
Pickups.
She worked hard. She was
Also,
really successful.
made it try to not matter.
Shocked.
They still be coming out.
So, okay.
One thing, I like about it is, unless you want to do
How do
the.
you
She would get it, she has it, right now she has it.
Yeah.
She has child science, she has a bachelor's in, I have a bachelor's of science, she said, I gotta keep that.
Yeah.
She said, I get
Right,
it.
but she's on the track.
She was on the track, right now she's working, everybody killing that source. She loves it, she brings them all these treats for a new puppy, and she talks all this stuff, but she just has to live with it. So I'm gonna have some.
Yes, there's no. Not at all.
Thank you so much, I'm very excited about it.
Good. This year, Charles, right in the center.
Yeah, right. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for doing
I was here in
the
person a couple of times, but
Thank you for doing the post meeting as well.
Well, it took me 3 days to prepare.
Did they write it out for you so you wouldn't forget?
I had it written on the phone. That was a great night. Beautiful night. I mean, the weather was beautiful.
You.
Ceremony, yeah.
We left that day to
Maybe we'll touch it. And there you go, sir. Thank you very much.
As soon as you're ready, Mrs. Shackram, we can get the train rolling. Super, thank you.
You're on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to the June 10th edition of the Joint Operating Committee. And at this point in time, I would invite you all to recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me and observe a moment of silent meditation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please, Mrs. Alencia. You are.
Dr. Baptiste? Come back. Mr. Conrad?
Here.
Ms. Daniels-Wells?
Here.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Here.
Mr. Hawley?
Here.
Mr. Harrison?
Here.
Mr. Jacobs?
Here.
Mr. Marburger?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Mrs. Miller, you're unmuted.
Yeah, she's still muted.
You have to hit the mute button.
Wait, got it, Ted.
I got you. Give us thumbs up. I got you. Mr. Peterson?
Yeah.
Mrs. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Somerville?
Here.
And Mr. Baptiste? He's on and he's unmuted. I just can't hear him.
Looks like he's having some technical.
That's okay. I can see that he's present though.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lamenza.
You're welcome.
At this point in time, I just wanted to share, if anyone, whenever we're going through the motions, anybody on our virtual meeting would like to make or second a motion, please mention your name with it, because I'm pretty good at some names, but some of the names I'm still a little fuzzy on. But anyway, with that, Dr. Howard, do you have a superintendent's report for us? Director's report, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman, I do. Tonight for our JSC Director's Report, again, thank you for coming to the June 10th, 2021 meeting. And I want to welcome everyone and thank everybody for attending. But I want to remind everybody that we're recording and this is streaming live on YouTube. Tonight, I'd like to introduce our alternate, Dr. Michael Baptiste from Wanata. Thank you for being here with us. And at this time, I will turn over to Mr. Ryan, our Principal Assistant Director. He will announce the 2021 Student of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. Glad you all join us. Our 2021 Student of the Year is a health assistant student, Ms. Nicole Chico. She is a NOC senior, 3-year program completer for the health assistant program. And she is here with us this evening. So I am going to share her instructor, Mrs. Sellner, couldn't be with us tonight, but she did send along a little bit of something to share about Nicole. And so I'm just going to read what she sent along here. She stated, I would like to congratulate Nicole for all the accomplishments she has had this year through the trying times of COVID, remote learning, hybrid, and in-class learning. She has excelled at everything she has done. Participating in cheer, dance, work, and school, Nicole was able to prioritize what she wants for her future. She passed the BC3 medical terminology final with a 99%. She obtained her patient care technician certification and her CPR certification. Mrs. Sellner has been teaching at BCVTS for 15 years, and Nicole is her first Student of the Year. She is very proud of you, Nicole. You are a kind, fun-loving, intelligent young woman, and she knows you will make a wonderful addition to the healthcare field, and she wishes you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And if you want to come join us up here, and the JOC may have some questions here for you. And if you stand right here, kind of in the corner by Mr. Peterson, they'll be able to see you on the camera, I believe, then as well.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to
Thank
winning.
you.
What are your plans for after graduation?
I plan to do university in the fall for nursing.
Oh, congratulations, super, super. And is, what inspired you to join the health program and become a nurse?
Probably my aunt, she's been a nurse, so that's always been like an influence for me to do it.
Super. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when you say nursing, that's a big category. So you're gonna go on and get your RN or LPN?
Yeah, I'm going for my RN right now, but I eventually want to be a nurse practitioner in children's hospitals. That's the final goal.
Wonderful.
It's good to have that direction, Nicole. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The world needs more nurses, the world needs more good nurses.
Yes.
I'm getting a real positive vibe pretty close to you. You seem like you're a real people person. So you feel well prepared to go forward?
Yes.
What can we do to make the program better for the kids going up the country?
I don't know. I think like this year because of COVID, there wasn't a lot of like clinical
Sure.
experience, but clinical experience is definitely a good thing here. Because like at your home schools, you can take like your anatomy classes and stuff, but here at Rhodes have to get clinical experience, like hands-on work. That's really nice.
That's what nursing is all about.
And why Grove City?
I have a lot of like family friends that go there, and I really liked the campus, like the environment and stuff. It's close, but not too far away, you know.
So what are you doing this summer?
Working.
Anything with the health field? Or
No, not yet.
congratulations.
Speaking of clinical experience, Mrs. Tammy Bruni, she's in the back in that pretty dress. She doesn't want me to draw attention to her. But do you have anything you'd like to say about Nicole? I know you're here to support her.
I've been with Nicole for 3 years and I have watched her grow and mature, especially this year. This year started out very, very rough. I was feeling very challenged and she came through it with fine colors. No more tears.
I thought her speech was amazing. I just want to tell you that.
Thank you.
You did a great
Very
job.
well done.
Very well done. And that was our first time doing something in that realm, and just seeing you. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Best wishes.
Before we move on, Mr. Ryan, do you mind taking a photo of Nicole? And then here.
Oh, that mom, we should have let mom if she wanted to say.
Now we have more questions.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, mom.
Congratulations. Mrs. Brewer, you should get in it too. Thank you.
Good job, mom.
Congratulations to you too.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you so much. I'll continue on with the next part of my director's report. Along with that accomplishment, we have our Penn HOSA State Leadership Virtual Competition follow-up. I shared with you that we did a virtual competition with HOSA. Brittany Chrisman was our veterinary technician. She's a junior, or I apologize. She placed in the veterinary technician competition. She's a junior from Park City. She placed 4th. Then we have Bethany Morrow, nursing assistant from sophomore from Park City. She placed 21st. Make sure I'm loud enough for everybody here. Ms. Shockert, can you move the microphone closer to me? I guess it's hard to hear me from another area. Thank you so much.
Hold close.
Thank you. Thank you. BCBTS students raised and donated $544 toward a joint
CTSO service project. Dollars for donations. This money is used to purchase snacks, craft items, health and beauty items, and birdseed and distributed to 6 local care facilities: Colonial Gardens in Penn Township, The Grove in Harmony, Autumn Grove Care Center, Harrisville, UPMC Cranberry Place, Cranberry Township, VA Butler Healthcare Community Living Center, and Sunnyview Nursing and Rehab Center. BCHS all students also raised $337 for the purchase of Freedom Farms donuts for our local frontline workers. 27 donuts were delivered by Butler School Police Officer who works here too, Gary Thompson, to 9 different agencies: Butler City Fire Department, Butler City Police, Butler Township Police, Butler Ambulance Service, Butler County 911 Center, Butler State Police, Butler County Sheriff's Office, Butler School Police, and Life Flight. Because they were appreciated, the donuts. Superintendent of Record, Dr. Tracy Vitale, she's been here all year. She served as Superintendent of Record, and I'd like to present to her a bell. And there's another gift in here for you too. There you go, thank you so much. I think she deserves a round of applause because it's been a busy year. Dr. David Foley, he will be from South Butler County. He will be the 21-22 Superintendent of Record. And we've already communicated. We're having a meeting next week. Updates to the agenda: Exhibit 12, Exhibit 17. We have a new business item, number 17, Exhibit 22, Exhibit 23A, Exhibit 23B, and the bill list. Director's newsletter is Exhibit 1. Enrollment report is Exhibit 2. Attendance chart is Exhibit 3. Conference is Exhibit 4. Our insurance premium rate for the July 1st, 2021 to June 30, 2022. The rate will remain on rate hold for dental, vision, and life insurance with a 5.62 increase to medical insurances. We did receive a Gear 2 grant at BCATS. I'd like to share with you how much we received and what we're doing with what our plans are to do with this money. So the Gear 2 Continuity of Ed grant, it must support effectively continuing education programs, continuing education such as summer school or expanding the programming, industry credential assessments, anything that we could do to help better our classes, our students. And this goes from this year, March of 2020, all the way through June of 2022. So we could have backtracked too, just to point that out. So we did receive $289,000, which is quite a lot, yeah. So we did some research within our school. We did some polling. We did some surveys. What do teachers feel they need to be stronger for next year, and even maybe possibly this summer? So we decided to upgrade our technology. So $102,000 for the 12 interactive packages. And Ms. Shackern, who's over there dancing at the moment, is very helpful with putting that together with the teachers. We have some interactive packages and interactive large screens that some of our teachers have found to really up their curricular strengths and get the students involved. And teachers are gravitating towards those rooms, taking those ideas. And so other teachers decided to do the same. Yes.
Is that the same thing as a Promethean board?
Similar.
Different. Same thing,
Similar.
different, okay.
The same concept, which is different brand. It doesn't have all the fluff that the Promethean, because it doesn't really pertain to us.
Okay,
But the touch and the interactivity does.
okay, thank
And
you.
being that they're in, one of the teachers is in his actual lab, so the kids can walk up, open up folders, on the screen, look at blueprints. It's just a different way that they're teaching, and it's interesting. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Thank you.
And in education, we all kind of steal from each other. So someone like that, so we all just decided to look at that a little more. We decided to look at possibly providing mental health services, and this is something that has come from conversations within this meeting, and then talking this JOC, and then talking with other individuals outside of the school to see how they do things. So $31,000 will be consultants for mental health, equity, health and safety for students and staff and students. I've already had meetings with Blade Run, and I've spoken to the Butler County Human Services Department. It's just the beginning. $15,000 will be for upgrading our server with all the new technology. We need to upgrade our server. 10,000 of that will go to helping us implement and actually put in the new technology. So we will need some IT consultants because I can't have them doing everything. We have to have individuals come in and support. When I say them, I mean Ms. Shackern and Mr. Lalverde. We did a survey to ask teachers if anybody would want to do an extended day next school year or work during summer school to pay to offer our students additional certifications or certifications that they may not think they were able to reach this year, but maybe felt a little rushed. We had some individuals who were interested. So 30,000 of that is going to salary and benefits. And then 3,000 of that will go to various certifications, actually different certifications for the students. 6 mobile carts, which is $51,000. 2 hybrid teaching stations, $17,000. Upgrade technology on laptops and iPads, $25,000. And upgrade technology with software for tracking personal protective equipment and other supplies, $5,000. That's a lot. There's a lot of plans and it took some time to put it together, but we think we're ready for next year. 2 more things. We remain working with Laura Gutnick of Strasburger, McKenna, Gutnick, and Gefsky with an anticipated end date of our investigation in mid-July. And there was an executive session held at 6 p.m. this evening to discuss personnel. That's the conclusion of my very long director's report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hyder. As always, there's so much to be proud of here happening at the Vocational Technical School. With that in mind, may I please have a motion and a second to approve the director's report? Mr. Malley and
Second.
Mr. Peterson, thank you. Any questions or further discussion?
Just, if I could, Mr. Conrad, I don't know if congratulations is the right word, but appreciation. I appreciate the fact that in your report you talked about reaching out and polling and getting input from the broader community. It's a lot easier to just sit in a couple of people in a conference room and make decisions. So thank you for reaching out to the pick and shovel workers and making sure that you heard their voices as well.
Thank you.
All righty. If there's no further comments or questions, may all in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And I just realized I forgot hearing of the public. Is there anyone online or present that would like to share anything?
We have no hearing of the public.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Lamesa.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the minutes. In Exhibit 5, we have the meeting minutes that were taken on May the 6th of this year. May I please have a motion and a second to approve those minutes?
Motion, Somerville.
Motion, Jen Wells.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, both of you. Any questions or comments regarding those meeting minutes? In that case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so very much. Moving on to policy. We are reaffirming policy 249 regarding bullying and cyberbullying as shown in Exhibit 6. May I please have a motion and a second to approve that item? Mr. Halley and
Somerville.
Mr. Somerville, thank you so very much. Any further questions or comments?
So when we're saying reaffirming, the what are any change to this? Just what we have to bring back up.
Yeah, we reaffirm it every 3 years. Yep, no changes.
Okay, with that, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so very much. Moving on to new business. We have the first item is the recommendation of approval for administration staff to travel to state and national conferences for this coming school year as authorized by the executive director. And we also are authorizing cosmetology summer sessions as shown in Exhibit 7. We also have a field trip request as shown in Exhibit 8. A donation or redonation as shown in Exhibit 9 regarding a 2011 Camaro. So interesting. And, and then we have a donation of graduation gowns. And then we also are awarding bids for next year's school supplies. We also have the PSBA Insurance Trust participation is shown in Exhibit 11. We also have the solicitor's extension for 1 year is shown in Exhibit 12. We also have auction items as shown in Exhibit 9, or excuse me, Item 9, Exhibit 13. And we have the memorandum of understanding with the Butler Township Police as shown in Exhibit 14. We also have the joint municipal agreement cooperation with the school police officer. That's shown in Exhibit 15. Of course, that's with the Butler Area School District. And we also have an emergency instructional time template as shown in Exhibit 16. And we also have an agreement with United Energy Trading as shown in Exhibit 17. We also have an agreement with PA Cyber for tuition for the coming school year as shown in Exhibit 18. And then we have an agreement renewal for Hagen Business Machines as shown in Exhibit 19. We also have a master library agreement as shown in Exhibit 20. And we have insurance approvals for next school year regarding with Arthur Gallagher for workers' comp, package, general liability and crime, breakdown, business auto policy, umbrella, school leaders, E&O, cyber, and that's the last item. Okay, may I please have a motion and a second to approve those 17 items?
Motion Somerville.
Thank you, Mr. Somerville.
Motion Wells.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Wells. And any questions or comments regarding those items?
She is not, but I can try to answer the question.
Well, always asking whenever we're renewing the contract, whether or not there's any type of bidding process. Of insurance.
Which item are you
So we're
referring
looking at our package policy with the insurance. We're looking at it.
Item 17.
Was Arthur Gallagher?
The Arthur Gallagher.
Right, yeah, there's two, number 7 and number, so she can just get back. to me. I'm assuming she did.
Number 7 and number 17. I will verify. I know that we did an RFP for, I apologize, I just had it. The United Energy Exhibit 17. But you're asking for,
Yeah, so for the renewal of our insurances, especially when we do a package policy like that, it's a little bit harder to bid when you do a package policy a lot of times. But you don't still rely on even insurance such as, you know, how she verified her pricing.
okay. So number 17, and then also you'd like me to, exhibit 11.
Yes.
Which is- okay. I'll verify that for you, okay?
So you're saying exhibit, it's actually number 17 insurance, which doesn't have an exhibit.
No, it doesn't have a symbol, it's number
Right.
17, so it's going to be, okay. I got it. Thank you.
Dr. Tyler, I have a question. In
Yes.
the home schools, when a cyber charter bills the school district, we have a tiered formula on special ed versus regular ed. I'm not asking you in public to reveal whether this is a special ed or a regular ed student. Do you have a tiered formula here? So it's one formula. Is that driven by the state like it is for us?
That is our,
You can get back to
our-
me, it's just,
That's what it's been, yeah, it's always been the same for special ed and regular ed.
it seems very low, so if you can get back to the superintendents about that. Is it driven by the state or is it something this board has voted on? Because that's a very low tuition for an exceptional program.
Okay. Thank you.
That's a really good point. And along those lines, I wonder if we should investigate, especially since we're advocating the addition of special services that would meet the needs of someone like that. It might be worth considering.
I will definitely look into that.
I mean, I suggest the board still approve it because you have 45 days to investigate it further. not to hold up the child from enrolling.
Oh, yeah, by all means.
But it seems odd to me that the home districts have a formula, a tiered formula for regular ed versus special ed, driven by the state, and a local formula, and then we pay them, but what they're paying you doesn't seem to even be close to what we're paying them.
Well, and this is, just to be clear, this is just an agreement with PA Cyber.
Yes.
When we don't have any students at this point to approve. When we bring those as they attempt to enroll, we never reveal their names, we reveal the district and we let the superintendents know. I do hear what you're saying, and I will research that.
When was the last time we had a PA cyber?
Last year.
Okay, that was our first year, I believe, wasn't it?
We had not last year, but two last year. It may have been.
Yeah, I think
Because every
that
year
might have
they
been our
are
first
common.
time, and I don't think we necessarily had much discussion about how we looked at that as far as the cyber rate as opposed to what we did when somebody comes from outside practice.
Wait, I misspoke. I do apologize. Years ago, when Dr. Cunningham was here, there was an agreement that was drawn up. And so that's what we're attempting to follow. So yes, it was years and then two.
Well, I just remember when we talked about having students come from, for instance, Rock Baptist, we had a discussion regarding rate. I don't remember us past having discussions and coming with the actual rate was. So if there's an opportunity to adjust that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Patel.
Any further discussion or comments? Mr. Peterson, yes.
Just for my own knowledge, what's the difference between a redonation and a donation?
Redonation is this vehicle, that's the question. So I called and asked whenever they wanted to donate at this company. Redonation, this has already been donated. This vehicle has been donated from GM to CCAC. So CCAC is donating to
I
us. And I called to gain clarification on that because I want to make sure we're getting something that the students can actually benefit from. I did speak out with Mr. Ryan, who is a little bit more knowledgeable in vehicles than myself. And he said that this would be just like Mr. Conrad said, oh, Camaro. This would be something the students would be interested in and also learn from. And when I spoke to the individual at CCAC, he said, this is something you do want to not pass this up. So, that was a good question. I thought redonation, but it's because it's been donated yet again. And there's certain policies and procedures to follow whenever we get to the end of life, that if we want to scrap it or what we want to do. So I asked for all that information from them because when we first reached out and gave me one sheet of paper and I said, I need everything. And he said it was easier before you came and I said to that. So now that's the situation. So that's a redonation.
Thank you. My second question, always a supporter of professional development. I noticed that there's one conference for you and Mr. Ryan. Looks like it's pretty substantial. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, that is the Summer Leadership Conference with the PA Association of Career Technical Administrators. And I will say that is such a growing experience, especially for Mr. Ryan. I believe people learn so much being new as an administrator. All throughout the state, people do join together at the Penn State, and there's different sessions. This might be where everything starts. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. And then there's sessions about starting new programs, about following the 339, about the career technical, it's called CATS, the career technical administrator, keeping everything put together in our system. And then also there's going to be a lot of sessions on the new evaluation systems that they've been speaking about. So anything that we could do to help each other as career technical administrators, it's good. And it's 3 full days.
I'm glad you're both going.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. We didn't do it last year. It was virtual. And thank you so much. If you admit it, we'll learn a lot.
John, I just wanted to say one thing about the fact that we're renewing our solicitors.
Yes.
I don't think solicitors get much praise ever. Normally, we're just questioning how much are you costing us? But I don't know if anybody else had a chance. Yesterday, the case against Governor Wolf from Butler was argued in federal court. And listening to that I just want to offer appreciation when we have a solicitor with the experience that we have. And if you would have heard and listened to that argument before federal court, it just made me more appreciative that we have a solicitor team that has the experience that we do. It's quite evident that our assistant district attorney for the state, they're very amiable towards each other. The look on her face, I could not explain as she started to tear apart what she was saying. So just appreciate you guys.
Thank you. I'll pass that along.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Halley. Any further questions or comments? Roll call, please, Mrs. Lemenza.
Mr. Somerville,
Yes.
Ms. Daniels Wells,
Yes.
Dr. Baptiste. That was a yes. Mr. Conrad,
Yes.
Mrs. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Marburger,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Mr. Hawley.
Yes.
That's everyone.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lemenza. The motion is approved unanimously. Moving on to personnel. Oh, I guess we're in the executive session. Excuse me, moving on to personnel. First item is to approve Dr. Foley as a superintendent of record for the coming school year. Also, the resignation of an instructional assistant is shown in Exhibit 21. Resignation of instructional aide is shown in Exhibit 22. We also have curriculum development for this coming summer for building instruction, culinary arts, heavy equipment, and welding. We're also approving item 5, the approval of advisors for the following organizations: for HOSA, for the National Technical Honor Society, and for Skills USA, and for the yearbook. Also, we are approving the substitute teacher rate. We're also approving salary adjustments for a non-teacher position as shown in Exhibit 23. And then we're also approving the ability of teachers to do maintenance over the summer or the coming year per the teacher's contract, and also to hire a maintenance mechanic as shown in Exhibit 23A. And also to hire an instructional aide as shown in Exhibit 23B. May I please have a motion and a second to approve those items?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Halley.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Any further questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please, Mrs. Lemenza.
Mr. Hawley,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Somerville,
Yes.
Dr. Baptiste,
Yes.
Ms. Daniels Wells,
Yes.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Conrad,
Yes.
Mr. Marburger,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
and Mrs. Scott.
Yes.
Thank you all. Motion passes again unanimously.
John, I didn't
Yes.
ask a question, Mary, but I just.
Oh, sure.
I'm assuming that with our substitute rate, a lot of the districts have raised their rate, and this is still 100. I just wondered, obviously, we got any problem with that forward if we can.
I would, we have to actually plan for that at the beginning of the year next year. Yes, and I would recommend next year.
Thank you, Mr. Halley. Thank you, Dr. Ryder. Moving on to finance. We have the financial reports as shown in Exhibit 24. We have the bill list as shown in Exhibit 25. We're also approving authorization of payments during the month of July. We're also approving end of the year transfers. We're also approving adult education funds. And we're also approving budget transfers as shown in Exhibit 26. May I please have a motion and a second to approve those items?
Wells motion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peterson and Mrs. Wells. Thank you all very much. Any further questions or comments?
I just wondered, do we have any idea how we're going to finish the year financially?
I mean, if we're going to be,
Is it surplus or money going back?
we're pretty close to not having any surplus.
I know it all has to be done technically by our business manager, I just didn't know.
Yeah, we're looking good.
Okay.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Roll call, please, Mrs. Lorenzo.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Daniels Wells,
Yes.
Mrs. Scott,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Somerville,
Yes.
Dr. Baptiste,
Yes.
Mr. Conrad,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Hawley,
Yes.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Yes.
Mr. Marburger,
Yes.
and Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
Again, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you all so very much. At this point in time, before we adjourn, or take a motion for adjournment, does anyone have any further questions or comments or additional motions they would like to put up?
That's just great.
I'll start. Oh, Mr. Peterson, thank you.
I'd just like to share with the group that I had the great pleasure of attending the ceremony for the awarding of certificates. Dr. Heiler and Mr. Ryan did an excellent job. Not sure which one was in charge of the weather, but that was. And I had the opportunity to sit and watch 289 students receive their certificates. 289. It was a great night. It was very well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments?
I would just like to say thank you for another warm welcome on the rotation. And congratulations to two fairly new administrators who had to learn quickly how to be veterans. Certainly Dr. Heiler and Mr. Ryan, it was a tough year and they performed like veterans, keeping our kids in as much as possible. And the fact that so many of our students, like the one that we saw tonight, what the teachers did with them in this school was extraordinary. So I want to congratulate the staff here. It's a very special place and it's always a pleasure to serve. So on behalf of all the superintendents, congratulations on a great year.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Liddell. And we know that we have a lot of gold, our administration and our staff and our students. It's just that the way it clicks together, it's just nothing short of phenomenal. Thank you. And anyone else?
I'd like to just say thank you. This will be the last month I'll be treasurer. Dr. Heiler had said it's been 9 years. Bill gets to start next month being treasurer. And also with the student of the year, she will be one of the first classes of RNs from Grove City who was combined with BC3 with a 1-2-1 program to get your RN. They'll spend 1 year at Grove City. Technically, the next 2 years of BC3 at the new nursing building is being built on the BC3 campus, and then have their 4th year at Grove City. It's a joint project, sort of joint working program. So technically, she should be the first class of RN coming from Grove City. So that has been a major project we've been working on at BC3. I'm on the board of trustees. They're, getting through COVID and still keeping that construction schedule moving. I mean, it's still on schedule to be, available for them next year. Be like 22, 23 when that building should start taking the first nursing students from Grove City. So again, Bill, good luck, man. And Paula, I have your number. She'll give you a call. Come see Paula every couple weeks.
I don't know if I'll thank you for that, but definitely thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the arm or finger paints you've done.
Oh, yeah, and they do well here, spending money every occasionally, and it's pretty thick.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Anyone else? Motion to adjourn, please, the first and the second.
Make the motion. Somerville.
Mr. Somerville, thank you so very much. And all in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all so very, very much.
Bye.